Hi guys, it's Kamal Devi Sharma, life coach and business consultant. In this video, I'm going to talk about money. Money, money, money. Everything is money. Nothing is free in this world. No one is giving you anything for free. You always need money. Is that you? And if it is, then you know that's actually a reflection of scarcity consciousness, and it may be preventing your flow of money. So let's talk money, because I've noticed quite a lot of persons are expressing their concerns about money and their struggle from money in the emails that I'm receiving, and I think it's time that we get comfortable with the topic and we learn to play with the energy, because it's really fun and it can be fun. But you just need to learn to let go of the fear and stop focusing on the lack of it so that you can allow it to flow for you. So let's look at it. This time I came with my notes because I got downloads for this kind of information whilst cooking and bathing and doing all sort of things that I needed to make notes of for them, because you know, sometimes you focus on these things and you think you're going to remember it when you need to remember, and you just don't. So it's always good to write them down, and that's what I did. So firstly, money is uncomfortable because we only focus on what is, and we fear what is, the lack of what isn't there, and the desire for what should be really creates a conflict within us that makes us uncomfortable. Sometimes we're always comparing ourselves with other people and where they are in their life, and that also creates that discomfort when it comes to money and our money story. So those are all things that actually prevent our flow for money in our lives. So it's really good to get clear on your money story and what's contributing to what you're saying and the beliefs that you hold when it comes to money, right? So we're always seeing things, we're always increasing our desires, we're always wanting more, we always want more money to be able to provide. But we get disappointed when money doesn't show up for us. And when we get disappointed, we actually foster a negative momentum. We actually create more resistant energy and push money away from us. So it's always good to know your reaction when it comes to expecting money and not receiving it when you desire. What is it that you're telling yourself when it doesn't show up when you need it to? So all of that are little things that you can check in with yourself with. But there are really three main things that I want you to look at when it comes to your money story and knowing where you are in alignment to receiving more money in your life. So first, if I had to ask you, how do you see yourself, or what is your reaction to receiving $1 as compared to $1 billion? What would it be? Do you see there's no value to $1 and you feel excited and enthusiastic about $1 billion, or you hold them on the same level? You see, this is important because the more money increases in value and the more you get excited over the increase in value, is the more resistant energy you're actually creating, and it's going to work against you, because you're saying to the universe that you do not value $1, but you value $1 billion. And subconsciously, you're telling yourself that $1 billion is a lot of money. And subconsciously, you're programmed that to get a lot of money, you need to work hard for it, right? So you'll find that you're always going to be receiving $1 and you wouldn't have any gratitude or you wouldn't have any acknowledgement for it, but it's always going to show up. But when it comes to $1 billion and receiving that, it wouldn't show up for you. And it wouldn't show up because you're emphasizing the value, and you shouldn't emphasize the value, because you should be as light and easy about $1 as you are with $1 billion. So for you to get to that level, you can trick yourself into it. Write a check to yourself for $1 billion constantly so that you get accustomed to receiving $1 billion. And you're telling yourself subconsciously that I'm accustomed to receiving this amount of money in my life. It's really nothing, because the more you receive and the more that passes through your experience is the little value you will find in it staying there, which means that it will quickly move through your experience. Just like how once at one point in time $500 was a lot of money for you, and as soon as you got accustomed to the vibration of $500, it no longer had any kind of value in your life. It moves through your experience really quickly, right? So the more you expand to accommodate more, just acknowledge that that amount will move through your experience very quickly because you're really comfortable with it. So you need to get comfortable with what you really want. You need to get comfortable with the amount that you want in this lifetime so that it can move through your experience easily, and that's what you want. You want money to be moving through your experience easily. You want there to be more flow. You want it to show up at a time whenever you need it to. You don't need to know the how, when, where, whatever. You don't need the details. You just need to know that it's going to be present in your physical reality when you need it to. So you need to get accustomed to the values. Changing values should have no impact on your approach, on your acceptance to money. So in the end, just be grateful for every single dollar and dime that you're receiving, because the smaller, the larger, the medium values, it doesn't matter. It's all worth the same, and it will all do the same for you. All right? So that's the first. The second thing I want you to check in with yourself with is, what is your approach to spending money? So if you had $50 million in your bank account, right? And that's enough money to lead you a lifetime of happiness. It's enough money that is easily and readily available to you, and you just have to spend $50,000 out of it. Would it affect you if you had to spend $50,000 knowing for sure that you have $50 million in the bank account? No, it really wouldn't affect you. You'd spend it easily because you know that you're secure and there is more there. Isn't that so? So even though the money may not be physically there, that is the approach you really want to have at all times. You want to be able to know that it is there, and it is going to show up when I need it to show up. Just as how you are certain that you have $50 million in the bank account and you can spend $50,000 easily because there is that security of it being there in your bank account. Trick your mind into believing that you do have the money that you need to spend. You have more than what you need to spend, so you can spend freely. You're spending freely with the consciousness or the awareness that you are going to always be provided for. More and more is coming for you to be able to sustain yourself and have better experiences. You see, when you talk to yourself that way, it allows the flow to take place easily in your life. But if you're going to scringe at $50,000 because you know that you don't have $100,000 in your bank account and you don't have a float amount, then that is actually going to prevent you from attracting more. And it's going to prevent you from attracting more faster into your life, right? So it may take a long time for you to start accumulating wealth and start savings and those kind of things. So really get comfortable with spending so that you can receive easily, and you spend with gratitude. I always say spend with gratitude so that you can receive more with gratitude. So that's a second point. And the third point, are you a giver or are you a receiver? Let me know. So this really means, can you spend easily when it comes to your loved ones, but when it comes to receiving from them, you have a problem with that? You're not very comfortable receiving money from people? Is that you? And if that is you, that could be one of the major reasons why you're working so hard to build yourself and you're not attracting money in large amounts steadily, easily, quickly, continuously in your life, because you're not open to the different sources that you can receive them from. All right? So that's important. Because me, for example, let me tell you, I was always a caretaker. I never knew how to receive money. Like, I knew about spending and taking care of everyone else, but when it comes to me receiving, I had a problem with that. Because I didn't think that I needed to receive from people. I always believed that, you know what, I'm going to work hard, I'm going to make it on my own, I don't need anyone else's money, I will make my own money. And you know where that led me? That was my scarcity consciousness. That was my lack mindset, and that led me to working really hard, being successful for sure, but working really hard, taking a toll on my health, making a lot of money, yes, but it really went on the negative side of things for me. Stress, overwhelm, backache, headache, migraines, all sort of things all came tumbling down on me because of my lack mindset. So it really is important for you to check in with yourself. Where are you in relation to receiving money? Are you open to receiving, and does it have to come from a specific source, or are you open to receiving from various sources? Because it will show up and you can't pick and choose where and how it shows up. You should be all accepting to the different sources, because the fact that it's showing up from one source is really a response to your desire for it. And that's something you need to learn to accept. You need to learn to accept it from the universe, from whichever source that it's coming to you from. Whether it's through people, whether it's through the lottery, whether it's through a refund from insurance, whatever the case may be accepting for it so that you can keep receiving more in your life. Don't pick and choose. Don't say that's not mine and that is yours, and don't segregate and those kind of things, because those kind of approaches really prevents the flow from happening for you, right? So those were my 3 points when it came to checking in with yourself in relation to your money, and letting you know where you are so that you can start improving your mindset, so that you can start being grateful for where you are and be more open to receiving, reducing the barriers, dropping the limitations, and having that level of comfort and ease when it comes to speaking your money story, attracting more, and spending when you need to spend. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. I had written my notes, and right now I didn't follow through. I just spoke based on the 3 points, but yeah, I probably go and reread what I wrote, and if there's anything that I thought that I missed while I was channeling it, I will make a note of it and write it in the post. But for now, that's it. I hope this was helpful for you guys. I hope you can use this video and the 3 points that I've listed to check in with yourself to see where you are in relation to your money story. And I do hope that you work on improving it, because it's really important to get comfortable with money. Money is very important. It's there. It has its purpose in our life. It's there to sustain us, and we must be able to work with the energy of it. And you know what's good too? Play with it. And let me give you an example too. There was one day when I only had $500 in my wallet and I needed to spend that $500. At that point of spending, I didn't say to myself, I don't know where I'm going to get more money from. I just spent it and said, let's see how this plays out. Let's see what shows up next. And by the ending of that day, I was able to receive 10 times more than what I spent. And that really can tell you the level of mindset that you approach money with helps you to keep attracting. And it came from a totally unexpected source too. It came from someone that I didn't see in a very long time. So that's how it works. That's how the universe works in our favor. You just need to be open to the possibilities and allow things to show up for you. And don't sweat over it. Don't overthink it. Don't worry. Don't stress. Don't do those kind of things, because they really help to reduce that positive momentum that you have. They contribute to a negative momentum. So stay focused and get comfortable with your money story and start playing with the energy of it, because it's a great thing. It's fun. And I came from a ton of scarcity consciousness, and this is where I am today. And I can share it with you. So have a great day, guys. And remember to live in full enjoyment always, because that's life. Much love.